Hey, Kayak Mike 262, and today we're talking about swapping out those rudder cables on your Perception Pescador Pilot 12.0 kayak. Now, I've seen a lot of people in the forums and on the Facebook groups talking about what do I use to swap out these cables? Does it really help? And how do I go ahead and do it? Well, we're going to jump right into that. And stick around. I got a neat little trick at the end of this video that I'll show you that might smooth things out even a little bit more for you. So if you're new, hit that like and subscribe button, and here we go. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and loosen up the locks on the back of the cable control by the rudder. And once you loosen up those two pieces, use an Allen wrench. And I'll put the sizes of all the tools in the comments. And then after that, you go ahead and loosen up your rudder control. Take the center bolt out first. That takes the actual rudder controller out, and then go ahead and loosen up your two other nut bolts that hold the actual bracket in place. Then you're going to lift the unit out that actually threads the cable through. So I'm using this stainless steel coated cable, which was recommended in a lot of the groups and the forums that I've been reading, and we're going to give this a go. And again, I'll put this product in the notes. So here we go. Okay, as you can see, here are the tubes that this cable will go into. And I'm going to go ahead and prep this cable here. So here we go. We unloosened that set screw that locks the cable in place. I'm going to pull this one through. Here we go. Pulling it right out. I'm going to go ahead and pull the other one. It's out. So first one we're going to push through. Here we go. The stainless steel coated cable seems to be a little bit stiffer than the cable that we had. So I'm just going to keep threading this through. Feels good, feels strong. It's not binding. And there goes the first one. So, get to the other side here. Okay, so I threaded my first cable through, and I gave myself a lot of extra in the end, a good 12 inches. Threaded it through the locking, that's the locking nut. Now let's go ahead and thread this piece through. And again, it's very stiff going in there. I like that. Okay, there we go. We got the other piece through. I'm going to pull it on the other end. Okay, so now we got both pieces through. Now we're gonna go ahead and lock the locking nut. We're cranking down on that locking nut. I like that there's no knots it's just one solid piece of cable. So let's continue to lock that down. There we go. Don't over tight. Remember, this is all plastic in here, so don't over tight, whatever you do. Push that into place. Okay, So there we have that piece. Okay, so here, these are the tails. This one's really long. This one's the first one I did, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one about the same length, because we don't need all of that excess. And look at that, clamp cuts right through. Perfect. So then we need to thread through our locking unit on the actual rudder. So just push it through. There we go. Push it through on the other side. Now that everything is straight, the rudder is straight, it's in the straight position, and everything's nice and lined up in a straight line here, and we've got the cable locked right here. So put a little tension to make sure we take the slack up, and go ahead and let's get this tightened down. And you'll feel some tension pretty early on. There we go. Now we're getting some tension on there. There we go. And I'm going to do that to the other side. Okay, now that everything is tightened down, we're going to give it just a little bit of a test. We're going to pull this back. And before I tighten down the rudder control system, let's just see what it does. I can tell you right now, this is a lot smoother. I can really feel the difference. So go ahead and line it up again straight. Pop this off. And we'll go ahead and reassemble. Okay, so here's a quick tip on how to smooth out this rudder system even a little bit more. Okay, so we're all tightened down. Everything is installed. Here's our base plate that goes over. Instead of just clamping it down, notice that it's right on top of this. That's going to rub against that and cause some friction. So we're going to lift it up ever so slightly, just with a washer. So go ahead and place that down. Now remember, you've got 2 bolts and they're different lengths. So we want to get the right ones in the right spots. Go ahead and screw that one in. I'm going to get this one screwed in. Don't over tighten. Hand tighten is just enough. And then let's get the actual steering lever in. Tighten that down, but not too much, just enough. Look at that. That is so much smoother. Those little washers have lifted the base plate up just enough to allow for less friction against the base plate. Well, there you have it. Perception Pescador Pilot 12.0 rudder cable swap out. Hit that like and subscribe button and check out my other videos on other mods that I've done and other DIY projects. If you have any comments or questions about the project, drop those in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Tight lines, pedal on, paddle on, and always be safe.